everyone, in this video we are going to look into secant-secant angle theorem. So in this picture that we have here, we got a circle, and this line AC is a secant because it's touching the circle twice and it went through the circle, and this line AE is also another secant, and because it touches the circle twice and it went through the circle. If there are two secants that would go through the circle, there are two arcs that would be intercepted. These are, I'm naming this as far arc, and then the other one is the near arc. Far arc because this is far from the angle, and near arc because it's close to the angle. So that's how I name them. Okay, so we have a formula that works for this. This formula is pretty similar to that of the secant tangent angle theorem. Angle is equal to far arc minus near arc divided by 2. So besides the secant-secant angle theorem, we also have a secant tangent angle theorem, which has the same formula as this. I will put the link of that video in the description box below. So in this problem that we have here, the specific equation that would work for this picture, far arc, so our angle, by the way, is angle A. That's the one located outside of the circle. So this is, by the way, the point where these two secant intersect. So angle A is equal to the far arc, which is arc CE, minus the near arc, which is BD, and then we divide it by 2. So that's the equation that would work for this picture right here. Now let's have an example to better see how this formula works. So let's take this first example here. So we are supposed to solve for x, and then I will put the formula that we got from the first slide, that is angle equals far arc minus near arc divided by 2. So in this first problem that we have here, we want the x, which is the angle. This is our near arc and this is our far arc, and we plug this into the equation. So our angle is x, and then we have our far arc is 130. So that's a far arc right there. So 130 minus the near arc is 42 divided by 2. That's part of the equation right there. So then we go ahead and do the math on this. So 130 minus 42 is 88 divided by 2. So 88 divided by 2 is 44. And this is the value for this angle right here. And that makes sense because if you have 130 minus 42 divided by 2, and that is equal to 44. At this time, I would encourage you to pause this video and try this problem out on your own. And when you're done, unpause it and check your answer. Okay, so we go over the problem here. So this is our angle, this is the near arc, this is the far arc. So we plug this into this equation here. We start with the angle, which is 59 degrees. So that's 59 is equal to the far arc here is x is the far arc, minus the near arc is 60 divided by 2. That's part of the equation. So then from here, we can get rid of the denominator 2 by multiplying both sides by 2. So we're going to multiply that by 2. We're going to multiply this by 2 here. So then if we multiply that by 2, we can cross the 2 out. So then we are left with 59 times 2 is 118 is equal to x minus 60. So then from here, we can solve for x by adding 60 to both sides. So that's plus 60 and plus 60 here. So then we can go ahead and cross the 60 out. So we're left with x is equal to 118 plus 60 is 178. So this is the measure of the far arc. Now let's see, let's check if this numbers would really work on this equation. So we do that by plugging in values back into the equation. So we start with the angle. Our angle that we have here is 59. Again, we're checking it. So that is 59. Is that equal? So we still have a question mark. The far arc that we have is 178. So that would be 178 minus the near arc is 60. And then that is divided by 2. So we're checking if this would work. So this would come out 59. Is that equal to, this would be 118 on the numerator, and then divide this by 2. So then 118 divided by 2 is 59. So we go ahead and say 59 is actually equal to 59. So then the x is 178. Did you get the same answers as this? Good. Perfect. At this time, I would encourage you to pause this video and try this problem out on your own. And when you're done, unpause it and check your answer. Okay, so we go over the problem here. So it's pretty much the same thing. The only difference is that in this problem, we are given expressions. So, but then we can still use this equation that we have here since we have two secants here. It's a secant-secant angle theorem. So we still use this. Just plug these expressions into the equation and we should be able to solve for x. And once we plug the x back into the equation, then we should be able to come up with these degree measures. So we start with the angle. That is 2x plus 30. So I write 2x plus 30 equals, our far arc is 10x plus 70. So that is 10x plus 70 minus our near arc is 8x minus, so that's 8x minus 10. So that's a minus 8x minus 10. Okay, again, that's 8x minus 10. So then that's divided by 2. So then we are going to distribute the negative inside the parentheses. So this comes out 2x plus 30 equals, we have 10x plus 70 minus, again, this is 8x plus 8x minus 10. So negative and a positive 8x is a minus 8x. Negative and a negative 10, again, that's an 8x minus 10 is a positive 10. So then we divide this by 2 here. So then we are going to, so let me fix this one here. So that's 8x minus 10. So we multiply both sides by 2 to get rid of the 2 in the denominator. Multiply this by 2. Then we distribute the 2 here. So that would come out 4x plus 60 equals, we cross this out, 10x. So we can actually combine like terms at this time. So that is 10x minus 8x is 2x. And then we have 70 plus 10 is 80. So that's a plus 80. And so we subtract 60 from both sides, minus 60 here. So we want the x by itself. So that goes out. That's 4x is equal to 2x. This is gonna be plus 20. So I subtract 2x from both sides. I want x by itself, minus 2x. So then this would come out 2x is equal to 20. And so I divide both sides by 2 because I want x by itself. Divide this by 2. So then the x that we have here is 10. So our x is 10. So I can put 10 over here. Now let's determine the measures for angle P. So it's the same thing. So 10 times the x here is 10. So 10 times 10 is 100. And so this far arc is 170 degrees. Now let's look for the near arc. So that is, by the way, that is in arc AGD. So AGD is 170 degrees. So we look for the near arc CB. So the same thing, 8 times minus 10. Again, our x was 10. We plug it in. So 8 times 10 is 80. Minus 10 is 70. So this is 70 degrees right here. And then let's look for the angle. So our angle here is 2 times the 10 plus 30. So 2 times 10 is 20 plus 30 is 50. So this angle is 50 degrees. So we can check if we got all of these answers correct by putting these numbers that we have here back into the equation. So our angle here was 50. So we determined it to be 50. Again, we're checking now. So is that really equal to 50? The far arc is 170 minus the near arc is 70. And then that is divided by 2. So then 50 40 is equal to 100 divided by 2. So that means 50 is actually equal to 50. So then our x is 10. We are good. Did you get the same answers as this? Good. Perfect. If you find this video helpful, hit like and subscribe for more math videos. See ya!